When I stopped drinking, I didn't have the feeling ever or the experience ever of like I was missing out on something by not drinking or being in some situation. I'm like, oh, if I only had alcohol here, it would be such a better experience. It's never like that. Alcohol manipulates you. If you keep doing the same thing again and again, like drinking, and you feel sick, hungover, it messes up your chemistry. You've got food cravings you wouldn't otherwise have. It's a gateway to all kinds of other habits and behaviors that tend to be debilitating to your health, your well-being. It stays in your system for like 4 days. That's a lot of impact. It's a lot of power, lost freedom, lost productivity, lost creativity. It makes you sick. You poison yourself. Alcohol's poison. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. You can't really process it. So you drink it, you feel like crap. It ages you. You look older. You see people who drink, they age, but the ones who stop drinking, they suddenly get more of a youthful quality about them. Drinking as this habitual thing of going out, drinking, eating the same foods, the same things, getting dull. That's not living. It's not quality of life. Consider that. It's a way of dealing with life or handling life or surviving life, but it's not going to put you on the cover of some magazine for some great accomplishment or put you in front of people who have a high level of admiration and gratitude for the difference you made in their life. Likely not. I mean, look, you can get away with drinking and doing things and accomplishing things. Sure, there are plenty of people who are alcoholic or drink and they're somewhat high functioning. But I tell you, they're not there for the experience. And they're not really in the path of finding out what's possible. They know who they are, they know what they've done, but they don't know who they could be. They're not responsible for what's possible in the bigger picture because they've always got this glass ceiling of drinking, checking out, having to recover physically, mentally, energetically, being depleted, and then operating on top of that depleted state. Life's hard enough as it is. You know, people who quit alcohol, they don't have that experience of feeling like, oh, I mean, I know when I stopped drinking, I didn't have the feeling ever or the experience ever of like I was missing out on something by not drinking or being in some situation. I'm like, oh, if I only had alcohol here, it would be such a better experience. It's never like that. It was like that when I had alcohol in my system and the homeostasis of it. It was like getting a little too bright, a little too light. So I want to look at one more thing here, or maybe one or two more things, but relaxing with a nice beer, relaxing with a nice cocktail. If you really look at the results of what alcohol does in your life, it's not relaxation. In the moment, you feel the energy just come down and it's like, okay, inhibitions drop, feels like tension drops. But is that really relaxation or is that just like a physiological response and then your biochemistry, it alters your mood and it just kind of anesthetizes you? But is that really relaxation? I'd argue it's not. Even just the aftermath, it's a dulling down. It's a relaxation with dullness. Different than relaxation with alertness or relaxed and awake. Relaxed and aware, relaxed and in a space, a state of lightness of being. I have a good friend who lost a child. It's been really hard. He was drinking for several years after that, just consistently. I don't know that he was alcoholic per se, but he was a consistent drinker. But he said he was really surprised. He stopped drinking completely. And he said he was afraid to stop drinking because he thought that if he stopped drinking, he would have more to deal with in himself. Like it would be more worried or more upset or more grief would rise up in him. And he said it was the exact opposite. As he stopped drinking, like a lot of that worry, a lot of that grief that had been lingering around for him kind of lifted. Just the burden, general burden of that lifted off.